Wait to see more, and we're getting...
Oh, Jiro.
We're getting a Jiro. This is like a sleeper legend that people seem to talk about from time to time. There are whisperings about how powerful Jiro can be, and I feel like I've just never seen it materialize. Maybe Marckiemoo was the one to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think historically, you know, we always start thinking about Phazon just because he was one of the first to like really try it. But as far as like the success level, oh my gosh, cooked.
It's probably over here. Wow!
Why
That's got to be a dropped edge guard for Wess, and he ends up falling there. That is a brutal first stock loss. Of course, it's the first game. If it keeps going at that pace and Wess doesn't make those mistakes that he did, like that was essentially a free edge guard for him. It didn't take hardly anything, and he decided to go down there, rip that ground pound way too early. And so, yeah, a bit of a misstep there.
I don't think he needed to do it.
You're
but
exactly
I think
right.
He saw like the fact that perhaps Marckiemoo wasn't sweat beating and was like, oh, did I not actually get the recovery even though I saw the sparks? And I was like, no, you got it, bro, but it's okay. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of Rayman, right? Surprisingly, not a whole lot of SpongeBob, though. It's been really weird.
It is wild. People will lock in a Tori and not play Darth Maul, and then people will play Rayman. And, like, yeah, Dalsum's hype. We get it. Dalsum's beast. But, like, they put the sponge in the game.
I know. It's a missed opportunity for sure. And Wess playing the sponge is also a little bit weird, just considering that we've seen, like, so much from Wess in terms of, like, Teska, Ulgrim. But I guess, like, South America is really maybe trying to get a little bit more comfortable with the Rayman. At least I saw in twos, I saw a lot of double Rayman.
Wess and Vim are rocking with that double Rayman. One of them, I don't think even either of them play SpongeBob with that.
Yeah, no.
I think there was a Dalsum and then some other skin that wasn't SpongeBob. So yeah, maybe this is him just being like, you know what? I really like Rayman. There are a lot of people that put a lot of weight into Rayman, given that he has Axe, given that he has Gauntlets. Wess is playing very well so far, but like Marckiemoo's doing a good job. This is just kind of testing the waters, dipping your toe in, seeing if it's too hot or too cold, and then adjusting accordingly.
Okay, Marckiemoo, are you going to keep the Scythe here? The answer is yes. We've yet to see like a really explosive stock come out from Marckiemoo, but tries to go for a bit of a breather here, goes for a 1-2 punch, kind of gets not the reading on the timing that he wanted here, but now we're actually cooking. Hold on. This Jiro's starting to shape up a little bit.
Yeah, he's finding the in-light Nair Sairs that he's looking for, really those three pieces. Then he kind of backs off a little bit. So he's not going for the huge Nair Sair ladder. Okay. Setting up, the weapon toss goes high. Wess is going to come in with the down air. Nice. He rips that one too early as well. I think he's getting a little bit hasty here.
I'm a little bit surprised that Marckiemoo went for the haymaker there. Definitely a lot of drift that Wess could have kind of buried with. And now Marckiemoo takes some time. Wess actually reads the recovery back onto the stage, doesn't space the end-light properly. But at this point, he understands this is Jiro, low defense legend. I don't have to try very hard. I'm going to go for these end-lights, just force him off stage. Eventually, it'll just KO. But there you go, Marckiemoo gets the end-light, and then just gets punched in the face of the wake-up. The anchor arms, baby.
I was wondering what he was going to look for his KO option now that he had the gauntlets, because it was mostly an Axe-centric game coming out from Wess. So once he picked up those gauntlets, I was like, okay, is he going to go for the side light, going all of the flow charts that you go off of after side light, or is he going to go D-light recovery, GC D-light recovery, or is he just going to rip an anchor arm, blow that sucker up and let it go?
Yeah, you know, it's really weird, and I feel like people have been getting better at it now, is that, like, you know, wake-ups have always been a thing in Brawlhalla, but specifically just, like, getting hit by a move that doesn't have like a whole lot of hit stun on it afterward and waking up with a SIG is becoming increasingly more popular. And so I was like, all right, like a lot of the times when you're unarmed and you hit someone with unarmed end-light, you're like, all right, cool, I'm going to like backdash and get out of here, maybe try to regain space. But like because the hit stun is so little, you'll do the backdash and that's why you get hit by the anchor arm. So like, wow, I had to jump instead or something. I didn't expect someone to just like try to wake up with the SIG right when I just hit them.
Yeah, it's basically like a direct answer to people hitting their first move, waiting to see what you do, and then responding after that. So you're waiting there for it to happen. All of a sudden, arm gets blown up. There's a giant fist coming at my face, and I wasn't ready for that. I was the one waiting to find the reaction, and I was waiting for a side sit.
Let's see, we've seen a lot of reliance on this site, right? Not a whole lot of sword play, which, you know, part of me wonders, like, I wonder why Marckiemoo is committing to the Jiro. Because I feel like Mordex, you know, definitely gives you a lot of affordances as well as, like, really strong signatures for KO power as well.
Yeah, there's one.
You know, I guess that down sig doesn't hit, but Marckiemoo still playing pretty confident here. Again, manages to refresh kind of some of those options on the side, and Wess just retorts with the side air. And every time that happens, right, in a matchup like this with a low defense legend, it's like, oh, you eat a Axe side air, you really feel it. What a wake up, nice.
To lend some credence to what you just said about him mostly being like a scythe player is Oh, that's going to KO there. Low defense legend, like you mentioned earlier, but he did 383 damage on the scythe compared to 1 on the swords. That's just a weapon toss. All he did was a weapon toss on that sword. So yeah, that is an interesting choice to come in with this Giro.
That hit, wow, okay, that unarmed down sig is actually going to be able to secure the stock there. Marckiemoo, I was scared, was going to get glapped a little bit just because of how early that side sig KO'd, but it looks like maybe won't be the case here. But I do wonder if we see a swap to Mordex in Game 3 if the Giro doesn't work out.
Let me see if I can find, I'm going to let you talk and see if I can find some information on Marckiemoo's legend. I'm very curious.
Okay, nice reverse nair, manages to get the turnaround with the recovery as well. Marckiemoo is doing a great job of holding the corner against Wess. Wess trying to find a way in, gets caught by the 2-piece. Marckiemoo goes for a read, and he gets the ground pound as well. Catches Wess on the startup of his recovery, and just like that, Marckiemoo has gained the lead. I do love the level of confidence we're seeing from Marckiemoo, because I know if I was in this position and I was going up against a player like Wess, who has like made it so far in brackets so many times before, and I'm kind of the new kid on the block, I would definitely be like second guessing a lot of my reads. But Marckiemoo just does it, and even when it misses, just relies on his ability to play defense to not lose that situation.
Okay, so here's a little bit of info on Marckiemoo. He's definitely a Scythe player. He has Mirage as his highest leveled Scythe legend. Right behind that is the Mordex. Right behind that is the Giro. Okay. So he has two reasonably meta. Definitely Mordex is very meta. I think Mirage is also very meta, but just people choose not to play her. Sandstorm had that time recently where he was playing her a little bit. So there definitely are options for him. Hopefully I get a chance to talk to him and figure out exactly like why he chose this Giro.
Oh. Let's see, it would be huge if Marckiemoo can put one on the board here against Wess. But Wess needs to find an opening here, kind of struggling in the neutral game, and Marckiemoo, I mean, if there's anything that Giro does do well, he hits like a truck.
Yes.
And so at this point, it's like, I feel like recovery won't be enough, but like you get hit by any sig from Giro, you're done. And now we're kind of in that D-Light side air.
Nice.
Oh, just gets the grab cancel. But luckily it's gauntlets, right? One more side air, and you just D-Light ground pound that. And I love the patience there too. Because I mess up that edge guard. I actually try to ground pound the side air into the wall instead of just letting them do it and then going on the other side and going for the gravity cancel D-Light that way. And so like, Marckiemoo got it. Yeah,
that was really smart positioning from him coming out in order to get behind, staying like high enough up in case Wess was like, I'm going to get a little bit cheeky. You think the side air's coming. Actually, uh-oh, hands going up. It's nair time, so he stayed enough away from that, then he could get back around, D-Light ground pound. It was easy. It was a great spot to pick it up too. Didn't have to worry about like turning the ground pound around to make sure you hit. So like the easiest execution D-Light ground pound he could find, he chose to go for, which is very smart. Putting him on the board here.
Oh, and forcing Wess to change the skin as well.
I guess the sponge wasn't it. He was SpongeBob trying to get his driver's license, and now he's Dawson. I don't know if he has his driver's license.
Probably not. I don't know that Dawson drives. That was really
no
bad.
idea what happened there.
Yeah, I just think Marckiemoo got kind of scared away from the ledge a little bit and then tried to drift back in and just couldn't get that wall touch. And just like that, I mean, it really can be that quick, but like losing a stock, ooh, beautiful D-Light side sig, not jumpable. And I don't even know if Wess didn't have a dodge there. I think
D-Light side sig's not jumpable?
No.
All right, I'm going to have to make a phone call after this.
Isn't that wild?
That's how little Giro that I've seen. I had no idea about that. Floating here. There is a weapon spawn on the field, so he could go over to the scythe, but maybe he's seen himself get a little bit cooked here and is like, maybe I'll be a last stock legend, finally picking up that scythe once I've lost this one. Wess is over here, see what he does with his edge guard. Okay, I thought he was going to go in, dude. I was so afraid, but then he jumped away, keeping himself far enough from Marckiemoo so he couldn't get the hit, get the chase dodge, and get back over and survive. But like, Wess is a massive lead right now.
Yeah, if I'm Marckiemoo, I'm kind of thinking about going next here. I want to see how quickly I can get this first stock off of Wess, and if I don't take too much damage, then I'm like, all right, yeah, maybe I can make the comeback. And so far, that's exactly what Marckiemoo is doing here, kind of messing up, catching the landing there, goes for the down six, then eat a little bit of punishment. Nice read there with that recovery, but still just hasn't been able to find the stock.
Yeah, this is an interesting stage for these players because of the D-Sig, like we just saw from Marckiemoo, but also same thing from Wess when he has the gauntlets in his hands as well, with those like the boop, 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 shooting out those fists there. So yeah, this is, I wonder if we'll be going in stage after this. It hasn't been like the biggest detriment for Marckiemoo. It's just been general like neutral gameplay, advantage state gameplay. Everything from Wess has been beating Marckiemoo more than just the stage. So we'll see where they go after this.
All right, can we get a quick one here? That would be so great. But you see Wess doesn't burn his dodge. He just uses some jumps to get back to the stage.
Okay.
Hold on. Marky's cooking.
Okay.
And this is Giro. He hurts.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Fade away.
He's another one? No, not even. Just like that. Marckiemoo gets a cheeky one, and that's exactly what the scythe is so good for, but we have to give a lot of credence to that advantage state that we saw from Marky beforehand, getting all those unanswered hits to make it be a position where that ground pound was even enough to KO. And just like that, the game is over.
That
Low
was
defense.
tough. Wess
defense.
just faded away a little bit. He spaced it so well. Found the side area he needed. Didn't have to burn a dodge or anything in that moment to get away from that recovery that was coming out. Hit that beautiful KO from Wess. But that was a major comeback from Marckiemoo. We were on the potential, on the precipice of seeing a reverse 3-stock in that game to put Marckiemoo up 2-1. But unfortunately for him and all the Marckiemoo fans out there, it's going to Wess so far.
Yeah, it's kind of it's rough because it's like in a situation like that, right, where you're really feeling that gyro like hitting like a truck, where it's like, all right, I'm racking up all this damage, this ground pound hits a little bit harder than another ground pound might, but I'm still like, your SIG accuracy is 1. You got that 1 D-Light side SIG, and that's like kind of it. And so I'm so happy that we're seeing the Vortex here, because I really do think it'll be the difference. Granted, I will say that Marckiemoo did find a lot of success with just like D-Light recovery, D-Light side air on the sword, and maybe that's part of the reason. Maybe he doesn't feel as confident in his gauntlets. But at this point, I'm like, all right, you got 6 different extremely powerful SIGs to pick from. I'm sure you can set something up.
So far, Wess is definitely getting better of the gauntlet war here, charging that one up all the way. He even actually got hit after that. I'm surprised Marckiemoo was able to get over there in time, but now he's over to his weapon of choice, over to the scythe. Being very careful with his initiations. One thing that was hurting him a little bit was the side light initiations. Definitely compared to the in-light. The in-light was much more successful on hit, and then of course the follow-ups afterwards with the Nair Sair, as opposed to the side light, where he was missing quite a lot and getting punished.
All right, wow, and Marckiemoo doing a great job of avoiding some of these side airs just narrowly high enough. I like the fastball, because I think Wess has gotten him there a couple times now. So he's like, all right, I got to make sure that I don't get hit by this again. But no dodge for a little while here. That's why he goes low to get around the fireballs. But that neutral light just being so pesky to get past. And now Marckiemoo, once again, same situation, down 6 at threat as well.
Ooh, Wess being very careful. He doesn't actually go off stage.
Nice.
Given that we are on Apocalypse here compared to Demon Island, so there is a much larger sidewall, much more room to play on, especially for Marckiemoo here.
He's scared. All right, here we go. Marckiemoo manages to get that side air.
Bummer that it bounced off the stage.
Oh, no way! I think he went for a gravity cancel side light, and that's why he got hit going through because of how weird the hitbox is. If he went for gravity cancel D-Light there, you would have been able to get him.
Beautiful weapon toss-up from Marckiemoo to hit Wess as his ground pound was coming down. We have an interesting first stock. It's a very long stock. We're about 1:45 into this game. Neither one of these players wants to give it up yet.
And now we're coming to N-Light territory, and there it is. And even though Marckiemoo gets the stock first, it's, same thing on Wess's side. He comes back in here, tries to go for a haymaker. A little bit overzealous on that one, but the unarmed recovery will be enough. Like, you just got to tag him, right? And so we're pretty much in the exact same spot.
I'm surprised Marckiemoo picked up the scythe there. Obviously, he wanted to strip the field, but now, once he got KO'd, he's coming back in with the gauntlets, which have been working fine for him so far. But I would definitely be leaning on the scythe if I was Marckiemoo.
I feel like Marckiemoo's defense is good enough that, if I'm him and I really want the scythe, I'm kind of just good to just throw him away. Yeah. I think, Wess is a really good player, but I feel like, he's getting absolutely bodied right now in the Ditto, right? You found one opening there, didn't lead to much, and Wess actually takes the weapon away, so Marckiemoo is committing to these gauntlets, and I feel like it's getting him further and further behind.
Oh, he's just getting juggled here. He has nothing to answer that axe snare. All he has is a dodge, maybe a weapon toss down, but Wess's in-air movement, he's been able to dodge so many things just with that alone. Okay, there is a weapon spot on the field, and he's just going to get that stock stolen by Wess.
Yeah, definitely needed to kind of hop on to the scythe earlier. Right now, unarmed. Perfect spawn for him. Should be able to go ahead and try to bring this one back. Goes for a read on high. Almost gets reversaled. Wow, beautiful ground pound punch there. Recognizing that the down air probably wasn't going to connect. And now it's just you're a side stick away here.
We saw how close Marckiemoo was able to make it last game, despite being at a much higher deficit between the two. So the chances here are so real for him, going in with the ground pound. Knew that Wess was going to have to touch the ball. That was going to take some time away from him, so you could just go in with the ground pound. Didn't need to get behind him and go for the D-Light.
All right, we have the scythe in hand, too. This is a great spot from Marckiemoo here. Could maybe force the game 5. The sidelight nair is going to be huge damage. And a read as well. Tries to go for the fastball, but this is bad. All right, cool. Hold on. And Wess goes high because he doesn't have a dodge.
Sweat beats.
It's back again. Can he hit him? Oh, he can't catch the landing. If he got the N-Light there, it could have been really bad for Wess.
Ooh, Wess was so patient with it, expecting the recovery over the corner.
Weapon throw's perfect.
He's done 2 of those now. Marckiemoo's upward weapon tosses get over the wall. So clutch.
Oh, that's a huge punish opportunity. Gets the Sayer guaranteed. Tries to go for the side stick. Not going to hit. Reverse nair.
Nice.
Weapon throw and grab the other one.
Oh, Marckiemoo, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was the right idea. He just didn't get the timing right.
I think he could have gone for a safer move, though. He could have gone for a recovery that had more active frames on it, so he didn't have to be quite as precise with it. Oh, dude, if Marckiemoo loses this one, it's going to break my heart because that's going to be the set.
Hold on, wait, Marky.
Ah, just barely.
One more, and Wess is fishing. The side is going to send him down. He has to burn the dodge. Yep.
Man.
Oh, it's that down sig. That down sig, really.
Yeah.
If it connected, that would have been game. But also, my brain, at least when I'm playing Brawlhalla, is like, if I've gotten rid of a lot of options from my opponent, and there's a weapon spawn on the stage, and I'm still doing my edge guard, weapon throw is like the safest thing that I can do.